Hey, I'm Stephanie Weaver, fine art artist, and welcome to another week of oil painting on these cat eyes. So this week, what we're going to focus on is, really kind of wrapping up those final details, building out those lights. We're going from the darks all the way to the lights, to the latest light, right? So if it takes you more than a day, don't sweat it. It's totally fine. Take as long as you need to build those layers. Now, here's kind of a tip. If the paint starts moving that you don't want it to move, then you're gonna have to wait for it to dry. And that's okay, because the idea is you learn, paint, repeat, learn, paint, repeat, you can start another project. I always have at least 4 to 6 paintings going on at the same time, so I can work on one, let it dry, work on another, let it dry, and then sometimes I just get tired of painting on one painting, so I want something else to paint on. You can do this too, okay? Take what you've learned, start a new project. Okay? So in this week, what we're going to do is going to be using 2 mediums. We're going to be using our Neil McGill, and we're also going to be using a solvent-free gel. So the Neil McGill, you're very familiar with, that used to glaze on the thin layers, and we're going to continue to glaze to really build out the eyes until they just glow with all the layers of depth that you're going to create. The solvent-free gel, that is going to be extremely useful to create that raised paste impasto look. So you can see the cat's hair just kind of billowing out from the canvas, and it's also going to be used for those final touches of that ultra white. Okay, so now this video I actually did over the course of probably about an hour, hour and a half, something like that, and it's been condensed down to 12 minutes so that you can watch the whole thing and then actually go do it. So I hope you enjoy this, and I can't wait to see your cat eyes. So feel free to pop those into the Positive Painters community, and so we can all ooh and ah over what you've done. I cannot wait to see. So until next time, you guys stay safe, happy, and healthy, and we are going to see the intro.
Here I'm creating a warm mix of burnt sienna and cadmium orange medium with a little bit of the naphthol red to create a dark glaze that will go on the outer rims of the eyes. Taking a dry mop brush, I can subtly blend the darks into the lights. Just by adding a little bit of that dark, you can already see the eye is further taking shape. With these darks, I'm continuing to use Neil McGill to ensure the layers of paint and strokes underneath this layer continue to shine through. By glazing, we are enhancing the depth that we see in the cat's eye. Here I'm reaching for the Neil McGill in cadmium yellow medium. I'm going to enrich in the intense yellow with another layer of thin paint. We are ready to punch up the brights in the eyes. Adding some titanium white to the cadmium yellow medium with Neil McGill, I can glaze on lighter areas where the light reflects through the cat's eyes. I'm going to slow down the video so I can explain a little bit better. When we look at glass and at eyes, you'll notice that there is a point of light where the light reflects the strongest. On the opposite side of that strongest point, the light will filter outward, creating a larger, less intense light. that less intense light is what we are creating right here. Now we are starting to add the intense highlights and further the structure of the light areas by adding some cadmium yellow medium and titanium white without Neo McGill. Notice how my brushstrokes technique has changed. When I was using Neo McGill, I used more sweeping motions to create a smooth transition between the values. Here, as I add the lights, I'm looking to create definition, and to do that, I'm tapping or placing in the color where I want it. I back away from my painting frequently and check the monitor to see what the painting looks like from a distance. While this technique can create a large amount of detail, I still want to ensure that I use the most of my time in strokes and avoid unnecessary details. The point is to catch the light, emotion, and depth of the eyes, not every capillary. For the final touches on the eyes, I'm adding titanium white where the light strikes the strongest. Mixing my darks for the cat hair, I'm using a mixture of ultramarine blue, alizarin crimson, sap green, and a bit of black along with some solvent-free gel. The solvent-free gel will create a raised paste that will also allow for the paint to dry faster than it would if it just came straight from the tube. We've done the work on the eyes, now it's time to enhance them. Watch as these eyes come alive. When I mixed the darks, I made the paint lean towards blackish purple so that the eyes would just pop. Purple is on the opposite side of the color wheel as this yellow orange, just creating more intensity. Notice how my brush strokes are moving in the direction of where the cat's fur will go. And also notice just how thick this paint is. And finally, the last piece. We're focusing on the darks of the pupils. Using my ruler to steady my hand, I'm using the same dark mixture to refine and define the pupils. For the final macro level touch, I'm zigging the edges of the cat's pupil because I've noticed that the edges are not actually smooth, they kind of zigzag a little. So I'm adding that little touch right here. And because I know this adds a special little sparkle, I'm using titanium white with solvent-free gel for that ultra white spot that will not blend with any of the previous layers, creating that just gorgeous sparkle. And last but not least, signing the piece. Because the paint is still wet and thick, I can use the back of my paintbrush to scrape in my signature.